Hey guys, I'm going to try to make this fairly quick since my voice has been shot for a good week. And I just keep getting these emails, keep getting questions from strength coaches, aspiring strength coaches. They ask the same several questions. And my fear is I'm going to spend some time doing this video and it's just not going to get to the people who need to get it. So at the time of this video, I own two underground strength gym locations. One has been open, the warehouse, for 7.5 years now. And before that, for a good 4 years or so, running a business from my parents' house and then the first house that I purchased. And then moved it into a warehouse. And at the time of this video, my other location has been open exactly 2 years. And in the beginning, it was only open part-time. So I didn't have another coach to work with me. And the new gym has been moved a little bit more of a private facility with much more flexible scheduling. And both gyms are very successful, doing very good. And the question is, how do you build a client base? How do you get athletes coming to your gym? And nobody wants to do the work. And I basically looked and said to myself, well, what did I do to build my business? How did it grow? And it's all the things that the quote unquote normal coach doesn't want to do. Now, when I started running my warehouse gym, or my garage gym, shall I say, it was while I was also a full-time teacher. I was teaching during the day. I was teaching at the community college one night a week. I was finishing up finished grad school, went for a supervisor certificate. I did not finish that because as I started getting more and more into my business, I started achieving a lot more success and started falling more in love with my ability to connect and train athletes under my rules, under my conditions, without all the yellow tape, red tape that administration would put up. It was pretty awesome being my own boss. Now, I look back at how I learned. Of course, information was not as readily available as it is today. So back then, if I wanted to, people email me and say, Zach, can you mentor me? I'd love to stop by your gym and see what you do. These are the same people that have never even purchased a $7 or $9 ebook from me. Back when I was learning, if I wanted to connect with some sort of business coach in any field, and I learned in many different fields. I didn't just go and learn from business coaches in the fitness industry. I learned through many. I had to pay to get inside chat forums to speak with them. I had to pay to get on the phone with them. I attended seminars. I remember attending a seminar where I woke up around 3:30, left the house a little bit after 4 a.m., drove all day through the late evening, got to the place very late at night, was heading way down south, attended a seminar through Sunday afternoon, left about an hour before they finished, hit the road, drove all the way back through the evening, through the night, got home around 3:30, went to bed, woke up at 6:30, boom, back to working at the school. And there was a certain pride I took in that work ethic, in that guts, to go and do the things, to go and be ballsy and gutsy enough to do things that other people would make excuses about doing. And when I did those things and took that kind of action that was rare and not seen amongst others who were up and comers, it made me own everything that I wanted to do. Meaning if I wasn't achieving success, I owned the lack of success. If I was achieving success, it was because I owned the hustle behind it. The internet was fairly new for marketing. So a lot of people were spending lots of time behind their computer trying to market. I was going out there, spending time training teams on football fields, baseball fields, training wrestlers inside wrestling clubs, doing volunteer work inside high school weight rooms and for various off-season clubs. Yet many other people, many other coaches, they didn't want to do that. So when I get the email of, how do I build this? How do I do that? That question right there shows me that you don't have the eye of the tiger as a coach, as an existing coach or an aspiring coach. And many coaches, existing coaches, I know some of you might say, oh, well, that's just rude. They're just looking for help. That's wrong. We all know that if we want to get ahead, if we want to achieve more success, that you need to do your own work and you need to find ways to get to these things to learn. You need to invest in your knowledge, and that sometimes means doing things that the normal people would not do. For example, it is countless times where I will do a seminar, not just here, not my certification in New Jersey, but in Texas, in California. And people 45 minutes away will say, oh man, if you were in my area, I totally would have been there. Well, I did not know that 45 minutes isn't in your area. That shows your lack of desire, your lack of guts to just do something that is slightly uncomfortable. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable. You need mental toughness. You need hustle. And you are going to need to do things that other people aren't going to do, because as an entrepreneur, it's very much like being an athlete. There are those that are doing the work, those that aren't doing the work. There are those that are succeeding at the high level, winning championships, winning titles, breaking records. And then there are those that are just kind of there, existing, barely getting by. And that's not just in sports. That is as an entrepreneur. So you need to decide what kind of entrepreneur, what kind of strength coach do you want to be? The one that wants everything handed to you because you know you'll never succeed that way. As a coach, you're not handing things to your athletes, you're pushing them to work. And that is it's just the ticket. It's not so much doing tons and tons of work. It's like that Al Pacino speech, inches. Doing that, the inches are all around us, doing the one extra inch that others won't do or don't want to do. So if 45 minutes isn't in your area, most people, I can't do seminars in your backyard. You have to travel. And the people that do that little bit of sacrifice, it might be a sacrifice for the moment, for that day, for the weekend. But man, those little sacrifices pay you back for the rest of your life if you're willing to take initiative and take action with those things. So how do new athletes come to my gym? How am I getting these two gyms to be successful? Well, being a great strength coach from a technical standpoint is critical. The communication skills are critical. Your marketing know-how, and as Gary Vaynerchuk says, your marketing chops, the guts, the bravado behind being an entrepreneur, handling the ups and downs. Can you do that? If you want everything handed to you, you will not succeed as a coach. But if you are that guy or girl willing to travel a little bit, wake up at 3:30, call out sick from your quote-unquote real job, or find a way to maybe even have to just shut down your business for a day or two, you do those things, man, you start feeling that edge that you start building and developing within you. And it's a mindset. There's a lot of power to it. If you want everything handed to you, you're just not going to succeed, not just in business, but in sports, in life, in anything. So as a strength coach, it's about doing that work. If you want everything handed to you, you're just not going to make it. I wish I had the time to give stuff for free all the time. And I've given many things for free. And here's what I've learned. People just don't respect what they get for free. They just don't. Even when somebody wants to do something for me for free, I always find a way to pay them either with dollars or some sort of trade of my information, of my knowledge, giving them something back. So there's some sort of value attached to it on one end, and there's some sort of work attached to it on the other side of the spectrum. So this is some food for thought. If you're offended by this, you're likely that guy or that girl that is wanting all the answers and always wondering why you're not succeeding. And the bottom line is, successful people invest in a lot of things. They invest from a financial standpoint and a time standpoint. Those that don't, those that want the shortcuts or everything handed to them, they're not going to succeed. Hopefully that's not you. If it is you, step up, take action. Peace.